Alright, so hey guys, you should have just taken your warm-up over slope and made a 100, okay? You've been doing slope for a while, so I'm really hoping you finally got that. If not, please come to tutorials. Let's get that finished. It's an easy concept if you would just work on it. Okay, so today, students will be able to write linear equations in two variables given a table of values, a graph, and a verbal description. Okay, so a linear function, anything with a straight line, okay? Linear parent function is y equals x, so that's before you add anything to it. X-intercept is where the line crosses through the x-axis. Slope is rise over run, or the difference between the y's over the differences between the x's. Y-intercept is where the line crosses through that y-axis. Positive slope, if you read it like a book, it's going up. Negative slope, if you read it like a book, it's going down. Always read it like a book. Zero slope is when it's a straight line, so like a heart rate. If it's flat, it's at 0. There's 0 heartbeats, okay? Undefined slope is going straight up and down. Standard form, ax plus by equals c, okay? It should be written like this. Slope-intercept form, y equals mx plus b. And point slope form, y minus y1 equals to m times x minus x1. Parallel lines have the same exact slope, okay, and never ever touch. Perpendicular lines cross at a 90-degree angle, and their slopes are opposite reciprocals. So this is positive 2 over 1, negative 1 over 2. All right, so your worksheet today. I'm going to do a couple problems with you, and the rest you will do on your own. Okay, so problem number 1. It says, look at the functions. Compare the functions, okay? So we're comparing this function and this function. Okay, the answer choices say function r and function s describe the same function since they both have the y-intercept of -5. Well, we can look right here. If the y-intercept is -5, that means that the x has to be 0. So the y-intercept here is -5, but here it's 7. So no, that's not actually going to be true at all. Okay. Function r and function s describe the same function, so they both have a slope of 3. Well, we don't know the slope yet, so function r describes this line, and function s describes this line, okay? Function r describes this line, and function s describes this line. So we need to figure out what are the equations for these two tables. So we have stat, remember? Okay, so table number 1, go to stat, edit, type in table number 1. So we have -1, 0, 1, 2. Then you go over, now you're typing in the y's, -8, -5, -2, 1. Stat, over to calc. Now remember this is linear, okay? So we're doing 4. So it's y equals 3x minus 5. Y equals 3x minus 5. Okay, so now we need to do this one. So stat, edit. You can clear these by going up, hitting clear, enter. Then up, hitting clear, enter. So let's type these in. -3, 0, 2, 3. Then we have 1, 7, 11, 13. Stat, over to calc, and which number are we pushing? 4, because it's linear. This is y equals 2x plus 7. So y equals 2x plus 7. Okay, which one says that? So, describe the same since they both have the slope of 3. Well, no, this one has a slope of 2. So, no, that's not it. Function r describes 3x minus 5, yes. And function s describes 2x plus 7, true. And this one, they mixed it up. So, the answer is C. Okay? So, that's how you would do a problem like that. Now, let's look at number 2. Number 2. What function corresponds to the ordered pairs shown in the table? Well, how do you think we're going to do this? With stat. This is the x, and remember f of x is another way of saying what? Do you remember? F of x is another way of saying y. Okay, so take out your calculator. Go to Stat, Edit, clear what you have. Okay, so the x's, remember, always go into L1. So we have -5, -3, -2, 1, and 3. Come over, -13, -7, -4, 5, 11. Stat, over to Calc. What are we choosing? 4, because it's linear. So we have y equals 3x plus 2. Okay, that looks like it. That's not, that's not, that's not. Answer is A. Okay, so that's how you would do that. So now let's look over at number 5. Number 5. Number 5 says, what is the equation of the line shown on the graph? So for stuff like this, let's put them all into y equals, okay? So here's 2 steps to putting something into y equals. Move the x, write this down. And then, that's step 1. Step 2, divide by y. Move the x, divide by y. Move the x, divide by y. That's what you need to always remember. So, if we move this x, it changes from a +3 to a -3. So we have 5y equals -3x plus 15. So we moved our x. Then we need to divide by what's in front of y. So divide everything by 5. That cancels. So we have y equals -3 divided by 5 is what? Type it in. -3 divided by 5. Math, enter. -3 divided by 5. So -3 over 5, x. And then 15 divided by 5 is 3. So this is A. Okay. Now let's do B. Move the x, divide by y. Move the x, divide by y. Move the x, divide by y. So we have 8y equals, when we move that over, it becomes -3x plus 15. So we move the x, next step, divide by y. So we have y equals -3 divided by 8 is just -3 over 8. 15 over 8 is 15 over 8. That can't be reduced. Okay, so this is B. Okay. Next one, C. Move the x, divide by y. Move the x, divide by y. So we moved our x. So we have 8y equals what? -5x. You can put the +0, but you don't have to. Okay. Now we divide by y. So we have y equals -5 over 8 is -5 over 8x. So this is C. Okay. Last one. D. Move the x, divide by y. Move the x, divide by y. So we move our x. Okay. So we have 3y equals, moving the x makes that a -8x plus 5. Now we divide by y. So we divide everything by 3. So we have y equals -8 over 3 is just -8 over 3. That can't be reduced. Plus 5 over 3. So this is D. So now we need to type all of these into y equals and see which one matches this graph. Okay, so let's type in letter choice A. That's this one. -3 over 5x plus 3. Remember to use parentheses. -3 over 5x plus 3. Okay, so this is crossing here at, well, let's move it over. It's easier to see. So this one should be crossing at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 3. This one is crossing at 3 and 1, 2, 3, It doesn't look like it might be 5. It is 5 because the y is 0. So this one looks good. Let's try the next one. Y equals negative 3 over 8x plus 15 over 8. Graph. That's not it. It definitely doesn't cross at 3. So no, not B. Goodbye, B. Okay, so now let's try C. Y equals negative 5 over 8x. Definitely not that. Definitely not C. It crossed through at 0. That's not what we want. Okay, very last one. Negative 8 over 3x plus 5 over 3. Whoops. Yeah, no, that's not it at all either. So the answer here would be A. Okay? So move the x, divide by y. Move the x, divide by y. Now we're going to do number 7. Number 7. Which of the following equations represents this graph? So we're just going to do what? Type all these into y equals and find the one that matches. So here we go. Y equals. First one is y equals x. That's our parent function. No, that's not it. Okay, next one. Y equals 1/3 x plus 1. No, that's not looking like it either. Nope, nope, not looking like it at all. Okay, x plus 3. Maybe, that looks right. That looks right, maybe. Okay, so let's try 3x plus 3. What about that one? Which one do you think matched the best? X plus 3. X plus 3. Okay, lastly, we're going to look at number 13. Number 13. Okay, so the graph could be used to find the roots of which of the following equations. So again, this one doesn't have y equals, but they're all equal to 0. Equal to 0 is the same as saying y equals. Okay, sorry. Same as saying y equals. Okay, so we're just going to type these into our calculator exactly how we see them because they're equal to 0. Okay, exactly how we see them because they're equal to 0. So we go to y equals 3x minus 9. Graph. Oops, I didn't do that one right. 3x minus 9. Graph it. It needs to cross at 4 and 2. Did that one? No, definitely not. So it's not A. Okay. Next one. 3x plus 6. Nope, that doesn't look like it at all either. So not that one. All right, B. Negative 2x. Whoops, we're not y equals. Negative 2x plus 4. That's possible. Okay, so I like that one. I like that one. Okay, then D. Y equals 3x plus 2. No, not at all. So the answer will be B. Okay, so you're going to use these same strategies throughout the entire worksheet. Okay, it's due by the end of class today. You will submit your answers online. Be sure you submit it with a 100 before you turn it in and have all your work. Okay, so draw me pictures of graphs and things. Okay, good luck. Let me know if you need my help.